Hey guys, Chmelaeon.com here. Very excited today because I'm going to be sharing with you the best shipping scale for your business. Whatever you do for shipping, whether you're an online business or you have a small business, I recommend this one. But before I go too much further, there's going to be links in the description below for the best prices for shipping scales. But in addition to that, I'm actually going to give you a couple of little tips and tricks for shipping stuff. I'll get into that in a second. But the one that I recommend is the Accutech ACB440. And when I just type in shipping scale on Amazon, Accutech, this is not the same scale, but Accutech comes up across the board for awesome scales. They're just 4.5 stars, 3,000 customer reviews on this one. Once again, guys, link in the description below for these. But I'm going to tell you why I have two scales and why I chose this one over the 50-pound one. Generally speaking, the 110-pound one is fine. But if you got a really heavy thing or you're doing freight or something, or if you don't want to max out your scale, I would just go with the 440. It's more heavy duty. It's better built. That's why I put up the other $10. But generally speaking, I don't know if I would do a 50, but I would definitely get a 110. Minimum if you're going to be doing a lot of Amazon and eBay. But here's the one I chose. It's $44.45, and if you want another kind of, this is the point I'm trying to get across, if you want another scale that does 400 pounds, the next one up is this Dymo, and they're $107. So this one's less than half the price, and in addition to that, it's got a 10-year warranty, and we have a few of these, and I'm just telling you out of experience, I've put that to the test, and this company is extremely good with their customer service. But a few things off the bat that I want to mention. Also, I'm going to pop this on and give you a couple of shipping tips that I've used over the past few thousand packages at Chmelaeon. Also, once again, guys, be sure to check out Chmelaeon.com. We have basically every piece of electronic gear known to man. So it's got a 440-pound capacity. It's got a graduation of 0.5 pounds or 50 grams. That's actually what I want. I'll stop there on this. The reason I have this small one as well, which I also have a review on, if you want to take a look at that folder, I have the big shipping scale for things that are over 10 pounds. This thing goes up to 20. So I have this in the office, but when I need to weigh something big, for example, this thing's probably going to weigh 15, 20 pounds. I usually use this one. When I'm shipping stuff first class or I have a light item, I use that because it's very precise in the way that it measures things, and I'll prove that to you in just a second. I'm also going to show you guys how to calibrate this thing if you're looking for that as well. So the unit changing, you can go from kilograms to pounds to ounces. It's got a large LCD for easy reading. Large skid-proof weighing platform, a convenient tare function. It's got a luminescent backlight, low battery overload indication, auto power off. I will mention that if it's on, it goes off after like, I think 5 minutes or something, just to save battery, or like maybe a minute. Thought that was a nice feature. Here's the item size. It's 15 by 11, 15.4 by 11.8 by 1.3. Also, it has the ability that it has a power adapter to where if you don't want to run off of AAAs, which, by the way, I thought that this was a neat thing. They actually include the AAAs with this, so it works right out of the box, so you don't have to order it and be like, oh, I'm out of batteries. So I thought that was a neat thing. They also have a wall mount if you want to mount this to a wall, like permanently, if you have a shipping station. But I like to keep it off because it makes it more easily accessible. That's just my opinion. And it was very well packaged. Of course, I took this out of the box just to show you guys from surface level. But let me show you something on the scale itself, because I like to keep everything honest about these reviews. But I'm actually going to do the package first, and then I'll show you why I have this and this. So here's something I do every time I ship a package, I do this. What do you do? By the way, if you don't have a good tape measure, I actually suggest that I've gone through a ton of different tape measures. And this, I know it's a Harbor Freight one, but this thing is my go-to tape measure. Or Stanley's are good tape measures, just thought I mentioned. So you measure it. So this thing is roughly 12 by 13 by 8. Okay, so what you do is you get a piece of paper or a phone. I usually put this in Evernote. Man, I'm doing 3 things at once. It's 12 by 13 by 8. Okay, let's see what this weighs. So now we're going to pop this on the scale, and you'll see that it weighs 17 pounds. So now you take this information, and when you go to your, pardon me, my handwriting's bad because I'm kneeling and stuff. So you take that information and you pop it into your shipping information platform, whether you're using, you know, WooCommerce or eBay or Etsy or Amazon. You punch in that information. And by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but part of that equation is you need a inkjet printer with labels, which I suggest you pick up when you hit the link below. Be sure to get yourself some labels and a decent inkjet printer. I use Canon, and then you pop that label on here, and then it's off to wherever it needs to go, and you got yourself a nice little business. So that is how you ship a package, and that's why I recommend the ACB 440. But I'm going to have a link to all of them in the description below. You could probably get away with a 1/10 scale, but there are instances that you need to have the 440, and it's just really nice. Plus, it doesn't overload. I've never had to ship a package over like probably 60 pounds. 60 pounds is like really pushing it, you know what I mean? That's when you start putting things into 2 different boxes. But enough said with that. People are probably watching this looking for this calibration on how to calibrate it, so I'm not gonna go through the whole process because it's already calibrated. I'm not gonna do it, but here are the instructions if you're looking for them. Okay? So this is how you calibrate it, by the way. Or lock weight, my bad. Sorry, here it is. Here's how you calibrate it. So what do? Maybe I'll just show you guys. Fuck it, I'll just show you guys, man. I'm already here. Might as well. Okay, so you turn on the scale. Then you press both tear and hold. So you hit... Let me see what we got here. Until it shows 88888888. Let me zoom in on this, and then I'm going to do it just so you guys can actually see the instructions. It is zeroed out of the factory, though. You know what? I'm not even going to screw with this. I don't want to have to recalibrate this thing. But if you need to calibrate it, what you do is you hit these 2 buttons, you hold it down, you select the weight, and then you put on a 10-pound weight, and you'll know what to do. I just don't have to screw it up. But I do want to mention this before I go. So the purpose of having these 2 scales, this thing's fairly accurate. But I want to show you, this 10-pound weight weighs a little bit more than 10 pounds. So it's 10.7 ounces on here, but on here, it's like 10.9. So this thing's accurate to about an ounce. But considering the fact that most postage stuff doesn't go up until about a pound or even 5, depending on what you're shipping it to and where you're shipping it to, that doesn't really matter. Thought I would mention that. Here's the 10-year warranty card for it. I highly recommend this company. It's actually Precision Scales, but I think Accutech is also Weighmax. I think it's the same company. But I think that's pretty much it. Just wanted to show that to you guys. Links in the description below. I highly recommend you get yourself a tape measure. Oh, and how can I forget? Be sure to get yourself a red Sharpie so when you ship stuff out, you can mark it. And I know I'm writing this one hand right now, so it's going to look crappy, but it's going to look like a 3rd grader. So you can do that. I recommend Sharpies. The fragile labels start to get kind of pricey after a while. This thing lasts hundreds, if not thousands of packages as long as you cap it. So that's pretty much it. Everything you need to know about shipping a package. Get yourself some scales today, and that's it. And as always, Chmelaeon.com is out. Peace.